All right, my Libras, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Here is your May 2020 reading. Okay. So right away for you Libras, so I'm seeing here, there's a lot of fiery energy. With the two wand cards, with the Knight and the Page of Wands, there's definitely a lot going on energetically. And with the Justice card, right away I thought maybe perhaps whatever, this is a general reading. It may resonate with you, maybe not, but for some reason when I saw the Justice card right away, Scorpio's energy came to mind. So maybe the person or the person who you may be dealing with in May might be a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, or Rising, but if that doesn't resonate, that's totally fine. But I'm sensing this energy of almost some sort of conflict, but like there's a lot going on. So what I'm getting is like almost like this sense of passion, the sense of like there's a lot of like energy, a lot of creative energy and passionate energy going on. But I think what's happening, maybe someone got done wrong. And I'm seeing that, maybe so I'm guessing this is either a business relationship or maybe a romantic relationship. And maybe for someone, within this dynamic, one of you was done wrong in a sense, and it kind of caused a lot of craziness and a lot of chaos. And I do see maybe for some of you, this is a general reading, but I do see that here in May, perhaps there might be some solutions to it, maybe a new start, or things start to cool down for you guys in May, whatever the situation may be, that there will be a resolution. But I definitely get the sense that like someone in this situation got done wrong hard, but it does look like there is going to be some conclusion to it, some sort of solution, some sort of payoff. Let's get some clarification here, actually. Okay. Okay, so what I'm seeing right away for you Libras is for your main message. So whatever this conflict, whatever this situation that's going on, there will be a moment of conversation, of communication. And with the Knight, I think it's definitely saying, to be brave and honest, to tell your truth, tell how you feel in this situation, what's going on. So I feel that this communication, this whatever was going on, it's going to come to a head in May. And that essentially, Spirit, I think, is trying to tell you to, tell your truth. Like, don't, because I almost feel like maybe for some of you, it's almost like the Libra, almost like that peacekeeper where you almost kind of like maybe didn't say things, or you kind of let things pass by, or you were just trying to keep the peace, or you were just trying to like mitigate and make sure everything was fair for everyone. But as a result, you got hurt in the process. So I'm sensing for a lot of you that, this is your opportunity that's going to come up in May to tell them how you really feel, and to tell them, you know, this is what I went through, this is what I had going on, take it or leave it, this was my experience. And I mean, I definitely see a resolution. I definitely see a positive resolution, for sure, in May, once you come to head with this person. And with Earth Guardians, stay rooted and grounded. So it's to, you know, to not get too carried away and too reactive once you do, because I do feel like for some of you, this is a general reading, but for this situation, that it was almost as though like things just almost kind of got out of control emotionally. And even though you were trying to play like peacemaker and everything, I almost feel like maybe for some of you it just kind of came out, and it was almost like you were almost consumed because you were getting walked all over, and you just almost like got to a point where you just like snapped and you're like, all right, screw this, like I'm done, whatever, you know, whatever the situation may have been. And that the message is for when you do go into this communication with whoever this may be, with this conflict. This is a very specific reading. It's just a reminder to be rooted and grounded, and to, you know, remember to be in control, and to, when you do have this, to not let your emotions get the best of you. Not that there's, you know, but it still says to be brave and honest. So it's not just saying to shut your emotions down, because clearly that was kind of what got you in the situation in the first place. To still be honest and tell them about how you feel, but to also, you know, mitigate even with this person as much as you may have been hurt. Let's see actually if we can get some clarification, maybe on actions, maybe some advice to take in May, particularly for this, perhaps with this situation in particular. Okay, so I'm seeing be still a while. So kind of going with that grounding, I think what you may need to do for some of you, if this resonates, is, you know, I think a message for you Libras is probably to, you know, take the time to be still, take the time to ground yourself, to be rooted, meditation, and maybe not to, you know, let them come to you. You know, I feel whatever this situation is for you Libras in May, to not initiate it, to be still. And through this process of being still, you'll be able to reflect in what you did wrong, what they did wrong, you know, so you'll be able to be better prepared for a much more successful communication with this person in May. But I think the key to that is taking the time to really ground yourself, and to be, you know, to look within and to be honest with yourself about what you did wrong, what you did right, and to be, you know, to look at all different angles of the situation. Yeah, and with Make a Wish. Yeah, and just go into it with the right intentions. You know, don't go into it just to scream for the thought of screaming. Like, and I don't think that is actually the case for some of you. Like, I'm definitely not trying to say all you guys are like very emotional, but I feel with this very specific situation, emotions are running. But to understand that there is a positive outcome in this. So to go into it with the intention of a resolution. All right, and let's see here for our Divine Masculine. Any messages from our Divine Masculine? Nurture. Yeah, I think whatever this may be going on, and when you come together with this person in May, I think, to be nurturing for yourself, you know, obviously to not be too hard on yourself, but to also, be brave enough to kind of look at the faults of how you may have handled it incorrectly, but to also be open to the other person and listening to their side of the story as well. And to be almost like compassionate and try to understand both sides. And I think that's where the resolution, because, I think for so many people, when we get caught up in a moment, we act in a way that maybe we're not always proud of, or like, oh, if I wasn't, that was not the way I would have usually handled it. But I do feel, that communication, when it does happen, it's going to be really important to, also forgive the person, but to also forgive yourself and to find that compassion with one another. And let's see here with our Divine Feminine. Potential. Yeah, I think you need to look beyond whatever this conflict was, whatever the situation is. Look at the potential, even if that means the positive result of whatever this situation may be and may result in maybe even a possible split or a possible reconciliation. Either way, if that's romantic or even if it's business, like, or you guys go your separate ways or continue to work with each other, I think also the message for just almost kind of like a general thing in May for you, Libra, is to see the potential in everything. So to not completely write everything off, but to also be open to other opportunities beyond this circumstance or even the possibilities with this person. Of course, this is just a general reading, so each situation may be different, but to be open to what maybe you're not seeing, and to be able to look at things in a different perspective of perhaps there's something more going on here than maybe you initially thought in the beginning. All right, so let's see if there's anything in regards to blockages, things that maybe we're blind to and haven't seen. Okay, so I think for you guys, Libra, and so I'm getting a couple different things. So I think the message for you guys in May, I definitely think health is going to be a really key point for you guys in May. In regards to like this, the whole reading was like a very specific kind of situation, but I feel maybe for some of you, like this situation has maybe been draining you, stressing you out, giving you anxiety. Maybe you're depressed about it. Maybe you're having some unhealthy habits, a way you're coping. And so I'm also seeing with that, to be aware of that, or be aware of the temptation in May of when that might happen, and to protect your energy and to make sure you're taking care of yourself holistically, whatever the situation may be. But I also see as an overall, even if whatever, that very particular message may not quite as resonate, I still feel that health overall for you Libras is going to be a big thing for you in May. And that's something that to really focus on is to taking care of yourself and in all aspects of yourself, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I definitely see that playing a big role for a lot of you. And within the divine wisdom, I am feeling in a general, and so a general kind of feeling is a lot of you guys might be feeling very lost right now. Just almost like a general sense of just kind of almost directionless, like you're kind of almost like a leaf in the wind. You don't know where you're going. You don't know how you're feeling. maybe in relation to this conflict, maybe it's kind of putting a lot of things up in the air and you're like, I don't know what this means, if it goes this way, if it goes that way. I think you just have to, you know, if with divine wisdom, I think a lot of that is trusting the divine. So when this conflict comes ahead, you know, to trust the universe, or, you know, in regards of everything working out and everything's going to be okay, and to not be afraid to ask for guidance as well. And not just in this situation, even just in like a general, you know, like even just in general, that idea of feeling lost, to never be afraid to reach out and to build that insurance within yourself, that reassurance within yourself that everything is going to be okay, and that, you know, the divine and spirit is looking out for me. So let's see if there's anything else. Oh my God, these are going crazy. Let's start this over again. All right, one more time. These are going crazy. There's a lot going on here. All right, opportunities. A stranger is about to change your life. Exciting times and plenty of actions, plus a special family reunion looks likely. So yeah, so it looks like for May, so some other messages for May for you guys. Maybe perhaps this is the stranger that's going to come into your life. So there's a good chance you may not even know this person, and perhaps the conflict might just be the change that this person may bring into your life. But I see a positive, you know, I don't know what it, you know, it's a general reading, but like, I do feel like this isn't going to be as bad as maybe it's making it sound out to be. I feel like I think it's almost like a shakeup, and maybe the way you approach things, the way you've lived your life, or there's almost like a question, like, are you truly living your life? And this person, almost the stranger, I think for most people, and maybe someone you haven't met, but even for someone, if it is someone that ends up being someone you already do know, it's almost going to be like they're going to shake up your world, in a sense that there will be conflicts about it, but it's almost like they're challenging your worldview in a sense, but you're going to come out of it for the better, and that reaction may almost be like a trigger, like it's being, you know, like they're challenging you things that you didn't think people would really challenge you about, and it's triggering you into, because for some of you, you're kind of already kind of feeling a little lost and directionless, so it's almost like too much, and you were maybe nice about it initially, but then you're kind of like, I can't deal with that anymore. But I do see whatever the situation may be for you in May, it will have a positive it will have a positive outcome. And it looks like a lot of opportunities. So it looks like a lot of social time. So a lot of you, you know, maybe in May, you guys will be able to see some of your family. Perhaps you'll be able to hang out with friends and see them. Definitely a shift, you know, a little more going on in your social life. And just a lot of forward moving, and whatever it is that you guys might be working on in your career, or whatever it may be, even maybe so in your love life, unless, I know that was a very specific reading. So if that doesn't resonate with you, I will say that as a general sense for you Libras, that there is at least, you know, a lot of promising of forward movement. Even if this situation resonates, I don't feel it's anything that's going to hold you back. I feel it's just only challenging you to move even more forward. I'm seeing a lot of forward movement for you guys in May. I think that's it. Yeah, I think so. Thank you guys so much. I really hope this resonated with you and you really got something out of this. Don't forget to like the video and to subscribe to the channel. leave a comment below to let me know if this really resonated with you, or any other videos you would like to see, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.